and welcome to Full-Time Banter episode 19.
Yeah.
Wowzers.
Good to be back.
It is. We've had 2 weeks off. We've had our own international break where we just stayed at home.
Yeah.
So we're the Danny Drinkwater of football podcasts. But yeah, hello guys, we are back with another video. And my name is Liam.
My name's Tarek.
And what's coming up tonight, T?
Well, before I do that, I must remind you to...
He's getting good,
Get in there. Like, share and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at FullTimeBanter7. Put loads of good, interesting stuff on there to do with film, to do with football, and obviously to do with FPL. So what we've got coming up on today, well, major points are the upcoming fixtures, the fixture congestion, we'll look at possible rotation as well, but the Mendy injury initially, and then we'll look at a few other things about the key points of Spurs fixtures turning a little, Arsenal getting better, game week 15, 16. So, plenty to come anyway, but before we do any of that, I've even forgotten what happened in game week 12.
Me too, I don't know.
But here it is, I even forgot to put it up on Twitter, so take it away, Liam.
Cheers, Mr. Nazir. Okay, so at number 10 we've got Metamorphosis Plus and Adam Omar on 760 points. Joining him with an equal tally on 760 again in 9th place is Bala Briggs and Anna Char. 4 points ahead, another double whammy for a joint 7th place, Tosmai Salah, Omar Haluda with 764. Likewise, Shombi Damane, Chris Hay, all three moving down, which means that at number 6, moving up in the world, False 9, Tarek Nazir is 1 point ahead of them. Then again, joint 4th place, 2 points ahead. Triple X, Joe Gallagher and Bill City FC, Billy Mottram on 767 points. This is jam-packed, mate. This is so tight at the minute.
Yep.
3rd place, 1 point ahead. You talking to me, Gulshan J. 2 points ahead of him, Giroux Sandstorm and Avius on 790 points. And then Gunning San pretty much just running away with it again in 1st place still on 834 points.
So it is, thank you very much. Yeah, getting a bit congested up in that top 10.
It's looking like the championship, isn't it? With the fixture congestion coming up as well. I looked down to sort of 12th, 14th. Jack's still in there with his Tiny Terriers with a couple of points away. So all to play for. And interestingly, we were talking about Bala Briggs, who was game week 12's game week 11's highest point scorer. Interestingly, he didn't have any Liverpool attack. And he suffered this week because of that, because he'd shot in at 4th or 5th. Yeah, nowhere, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he's back down to 9th now, but still in it, all to play for. Moving on quickly then to the lowest scorers of game week 12 in the Full-Time Banter League, and that was Lukaku and Friends. Yeah, sounds like a great show, that. Yvonne Walsh, her team, only scored 23 points. Now, I forgot again to check whether she's actually making transfers. I suspect she is, because she's got the likes of SHAQIRI in there. But who knows? Yeah, just 1s, 0s and 2s across the board, apart from SHAQIRI, who she didn't captain. It ended up being her vice-captain, Kante, got the double points. But she's currently 108th out of 109th in the Full-Time Banter League, on 488 points total. I left this one deliberately for you. Highest point scorer of the week.
Oh, another... Fuck's sake. Where's the John Smiths of this world then? Honestly. So the top score this week for our league was Genius Keita FC. I'm guessing he's a Liverpool fan.
Yes, hopefully.
Yeah. So he's got 81 points this week, and the manager is Ajinkya Bate.
Yeah.
Well
done that, yeah.
Hey, I'm learning. So fantastic, going for a 5-4-1 formation, and the defence really coming in for him, apart from Mendy, which would be a bit of a surprise, I would guess.
Yeah.
But the entire defence getting stuff, midfield doing really well, and up front Aguero on his own, bringing in double points of 7 to get 14. So fantastic all-round effort there from the Genius Keita FC boys.
Yeah, 49th in the league, so not doing too bad. 660 points overall. Moving on to our teams, Riz isn't here. Again, You've probably noticed we've not even acknowledged it this week.
No, it's the elephant that's not in the room.
Yeah, he's working far too hard. Yeah, but anyway, here's his team. He scored 63 points, which was the highest of the three of us. Yeah, it's pretty good going, Riz. Captain Salah, as same as the rest of us, I think. And Robertson came in for him, and Jimenez. But really, I mean, apart from Alisson as well, it wasn't a great game week, was it? It was, especially for the likes of the strikers, Arnautovic, Mitrovic obviously, and even Wilson, who I brought in. You brought in Arnautovic for that game week? I can't remember. But yeah, didn't do the business, but Riz still doing well on 63 points. He's up one place to 32nd in the league, in the full-time Banter League, 702 points overall. Up a good 100k to 345k overall.
Not too shabby, mate. Not too shabby.
Three of us, interestingly, after 3 weeks for myself, all three of us got green arrows.
Yeah.
Up, yeah. And Riz got the highest movement, 100k up to 345. Yours, Liam?
Yeah. So again, green arrows for me. Not much, but hey, it's a start. So 54 points, which is just a little bit above average, which I'll take. I'll take that. I'm not too bothered by that. So yeah, Alisson, Robertson, my midfield, apart from Salah, did nothing. But I think I really struggled with. I mean, nothing happened on the bench anyway. But I think I struggled with fixtures.
Yeah.
So it's a case of who to put in, who not to put in. It was much of a muchness really. But yeah, a bit like Riz, Salah coming in as captain, Aguero doing well, and nothing else really. Pretty toothless, but Salah and Robertson and Alisson, the Liverpool three, doing well for me. So I'm up 6 places to 54th and 638 points, up 80,000 to 1.4 million overall. So not bad, a bit better than it has been.
Yeah, definitely. And interesting, I mean, as teams are looking fairly similar, it has to be said.
Yeah.
Pretty template, apart from I've got Fabianski in goal. Luckily picked the right keeper this week, and hence I got a few points higher than you, but still around the average, 59.
Alright, rub it in.
Just saying. No, the points have been sort of steady these past couple of months, and we're going to talk about that. I need to do something different, try and break out of that. But what it means is it's keeping me in there, in that group where I am, so up to 6th as we've done in the table, 2 places up to 6th, 765 points total, and I moved small green arrows 4k up to 46k, so still within the top 50k, which I'm very pleased about. But like I say, it's going to take anything a bit maverick, a bit, knee-jerk, is going to either send me plummeting or hopefully send me up.
I think this is the worry, isn't it?
Yeah. So we got through that pretty quick. I mean, plans for next week. Should we do that at the end? Remind me to do that, because I occasionally forget to do that. We won't do that this week. We'll move quickly on to the big injury news that came off straight away. Which, well, there were a couple, but the first one was Mendy.
Yes, Mendy.
We both have. All three of us have. Yes, all three of us have. So I know, what did the two of us do? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, well, the news came through to me via WhatsApp from Tarek and Riz. It was quite late at night, wasn't it? I think. I think I was at a concert and came back, and the news was up there waiting for me on the phone.
Was that the Spice Girls tribute?
I think it was Real Big Fish, but hey, I had a great night at both of them. And yeah, so I got back, and it was about 2 a.m, and I suddenly checked the phone and I went, "What's going on here?" So Tarek, because I wasn't in the best state, Tarek kindly swapped out Mendy for Laporte for me, and I forgot about this until a few days ago when I logged in to check my team and saw Laporte sitting there. I was like, "Who's put him in?" Yeah. I scrolled back and went, "Oh shit! I asked Tarek to do it at 1 in the morning."
Well, the Laporte was great. It made me laugh when you said, "I don't trust my fingers." Make the transfer for me.
I was just going to pick some proper ham and egg from Huddersfield and minus 18 for the week and went off.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, mate.
No problem.
Are you doing the same, Laporte?
Yes. Pretty boring, because there's been a big whole debate on Twitter about viable options to go for, and the two main ones vying for the attention were Lucas Digne of Everton and Emerick Laporte of Manchester City. Now the Digne one, personally, I don't get it because everyone's shouting about his numbers, his attacking potential, his XG and all of that. And yeah, the numbers look good, but I'm just not convinced by Everton or by him.
No, I mean, you said about the clean sheets. Should we reel off who did not get clean sheets against very quickly?
Go for it, yes.
So, Wolves away, Southampton at home, Bournemouth away, Huddersfield at home, West Ham at home, Arsenal away, Leicester away, Brighton at home, Man United away. Did not get clean sheets against any of those teams. There's a couple in there, your Arsenal and United, that you could maybe give them some stick. But Huddersfield, honestly, well, you know, it's mad.
Yeah.
Conceded 15 goals this season.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't be trusting. I mean, I had Pickford in my team for quite a while, but I wouldn't be going back to Everton's defence or keeper for quite a while.
The caveat to that is going to be, we were just talking about before we started recording, is Yerry Mina to come in. I think he's played a game already, but he's due to come in. And there's even talk that maybe they might go to a 3 at the back or something like that. I don't know. I don't watch Everton that often, to be honest. But having said that, you know, they're coming up. They've got Spurs, City and Liverpool. They're away to us, so we're at Anfield against Everton. I think they will make it difficult for us. Whether it will be a clean sheet or not, I don't know.
Well, teams always raise the game, don't they? So that's why you can kind of chalk them off sometimes as a bit of a non-event, you know. But yeah, I would be expecting a bit more of a performance. But
yeah, so the reasoning behind, Emerick Laporte was the boring option. It's the one that's been knocked by everyone. What I'll say is, let's start from the top. Okay, so you've got Mendy. He's injured. It looks like 4 weeks at the earliest. They're talking about Christmas, the Christmas return, which hopefully they'll probably want him. They might even throw him in because of all the fixtures we've got going on. But immediately, if you don't have any Wolves defenders, that should be the way to go, your priority.
Yeah, I was going to say, we were talking before about other options, and the first one I thought of was Wolves.
Yeah.
Not only are they all cheaper than Mendy, obviously, they're all cheaper than what's his name again? I don't know.
Digne.
I've already dealt with and Jackie Barter. I can't deal with anything else.
Lucas Digne.
They're all 0.2, 0.3, even 0.5 cheaper than him, and doing better returns. So Wolves would be my first port of call as well. I agree.
Definitely. Wolves have been decimated a little during the international break. They've got a number of injuries. Johnny is definitely out. And Doherty is being flagged up, which initially I thought was an international break injury. Turns out it could be a real one, but even then, I'm glad now. I'm tripled up on Wolves because I've got Patricio on the bench, rotating, and I've got Bennett on the bench and Doherty to start with. Usually I've been playing for at the back, so I'm pretty happy there. So go for them. Still look at them because there's still Willy Bolly, who's a viable option. Yes. I don't think he's injured. Very good numbers, and they're all around about the 4.6, possibly 4.8 is the highest, I think, because they have risen in price since I got them in my wildcard. But that led to Laporte being the safe option. He's going to 9 game weeks out of 10, 9 matches out of 10. He's going to guarantee you the 6 points. Yeah, clean sheet for City. City have got so much of the ball. They're not conceding many big chances. That does mean that he doesn't get any bonus points usually. Very low, rock bottom, in fact, on bonus points. But if you want a solid 6 points, go for Laporte. The only reason I'd say not to go for him is if you're looking for money to spend elsewhere.
Yes.
And that was my thinking why I didn't want to go cheaper. I could have risked it on Digne. I could have even possibly thinking about Newcastle, some budget defenders. I think it's turning for them. Newcastle are getting a bit more secure. So DeAndre Yedlin. Yeah, fastest man in the Premier League. Him and who else was I thinking of? Somebody from Cardiff. I was actually looking at Cardiff because
Banter.
Most likely, yes.
Not Bamba Gaston.
Sol Bamba. Yeah. So if you want to free up money, you could go a cheap option. If you've got the option
Duff at Brighton. As well.
Yes, Brighton. That's the other one. Yes, because here, I've got something. I was having a conversation with somebody on Twitter. I apologise. I completely lost the tweet and forgot his name. But he made an excellent point. I'm going to read out what he said. He was saying, in planning for game week 13, there's much more important game week right around the corner, 3 and 1, to be honest. And that is game weeks 14 to 16, which at this point I will probably put up 3 images, 3 graphics for you. Yes, coming up. So I'm going to put up the fixtures firstly for game weeks 13 through to 20 for defensive points. So this is projected defensive points. I can't remember what they call it, XGA or XG, I can't remember. I'm not into all of that. Yeah, but basically top of the list, you know, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, United, Tottenham are looking to get the best defensive points, you know, the most clean sheets and whatever. And down at the bottom you got Burnley, Bournemouth, Fulham, Cardiff as expected. But in there he went on to say they're crammed, game weeks 14-16 are crammed into an 8-day period. So there's midweek games. Here's a big warning sign. Here I should put up the next graphic for you, the fixtures, which will show that there's midweek fixtures now all the way through to Christmas. Yeah, so there's two lots of midweek fixtures. So the fixtures, the game week deadlines are going to come thick and fast. So don't be one of those, if you're new to the game, don't miss the midweek fixtures. Always keep an eye on the dates on the fixtures and the deadline time for Fantasy League. So they're crammed into an 8-day period starting on November the 30th. Yeah, having players from Liverpool and West Ham, with enablers from Newcastle, Brighton and Cardiff will serve you well. Avoid Arsenal and Bournemouth was his advice to me, which made sense. Bournemouth fixtures getting tougher.
Yes, very
Cardiff, like we said, are turning it around a bit, and Brighton. And I'll put this next picture up for you now, which lists the team alphabetically. For, you know, it would have been helpful to do it another way, but it gives you first a column, the number of games that these teams have got coming up in the number of days, the next 30-40 days, and the average rest time they're getting in total between those games. So if you have a look, Arsenal, Chelsea, City and Tottenham have got the most games coming up. That will include cup games, Champions League games, Europa, whatever. And in the number of days, so they're actually in the shortest periods. If you look at Arsenal, the most games in the shortest period of time, 38 days. Yeah. So basically what you want to look for here is the teams who've got the least games, so the likes of Brighton and Liverpool and United, you could argue as well, and West Ham was the other one that stood out as well, because then if you look at the final column, it will give you the number of hours rest time those squads will have in between. So very useful information there.
Some people have too much time on their hands, don't they?
They do, but you know,
it's helpful though. It's helpful.
It is. God bless those people. Yeah. So as this gentleman was having in this conversation, he obviously referring. I may have even got this off him. This table. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean West Ham. Least amount of games in the most amount of time, 40 days, and they've got a reasonable 88 hours rest time, which is quite high as well. Wolves at the bottom, goes without saying. So as I said, if you haven't got Wolves, get Wolves in. And you were saying about Brighton?
Yeah, Dovey at Brighton. I think the next 4 fixtures are in the league anyway: Leicester, Huddersfield, Palace and Burnley. So potential for good returns.
And Duffy and Dunk.
Dunk as well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you were the goalkeeper, Matt Ryan.
I did have him. He was part of my Pickford Ryan setup, and then they both started saving bounties after I got rid of them. It's a bit of a piss take.
Yeah. But well, if you haven't got them, so that's the first part about Mendy. Yeah, your Mendy replacements. If you've got him, some people might actually even hold. I mean, Riz is the type of person who's likely to do that.
Yeah, it did work out well for Richarlison because he ended up just dropping back down to his original price before.
Yeah, because after his last spell when he was out injured, he's come back and his numbers have just not been there. He's not been the same. Whether Pep's changed the tactics a little bit, he started playing him alongside Sane as well, but it's just not been there. So whether you want to keep hold of him and bring him in again, it's up to you. That's it for that bit. Yeah, so this leads us nicely into this next little section where, again, somebody helpfully has put together, somebody who's got more time than us, put together this table of very likely candidates in the budget department, so across all positions. So I'll put this up for you now. So it's got a list of the points that they've scored in the past 3 game weeks, which are very, very respectable, good points, and their fixtures going through to the next 3 game weeks. So as you can see, you know, goalkeeping option Dubravka is the standout one. Dunk, like you mentioned. Coleman is the one I forgot to mention in the option, the replacement for Mendy, he was another option,
Right.
Coleman, because Digne in the fixture congestion is likely to be rotated still with Baines. Baines is going to get a game every now and again. And again, another point here worth mentioning, if you're new to the game, just accept the fact now that some of your players are going to miss out, regardless of who you pick, how nailed on you think they are. Even Emerick Laporte, like we said, because the next international break now is March.
I think so, yeah.
So there's a big chunk of the season to play. So even nailed on players are going to be rotated. Yeah, fact of FPL. Yeah, so there's nothing you can do about it. Don't feel bad if one of your players misses out. But Coleman, getting back to Coleman, he's less of a rotation risk. His numbers aren't as good as all the figures that people have been putting up for Digne, but I think he is cheaper.
Yes.
Yeah. Chilwell at Leicester, and I'll let you go through the rest as well.
Yeah, so Chilwell at Leicester is it's 5.1. Last 3 game weeks, 20. And pretty good run. He got Fulham high up there in 3 game weeks' time. Brighton and Watford should be alright fixtures for them, for Leicester, I think, if they...
Yeah. I mean, the thing to say about these fixtures, they are pretty good for all these teams, and obviously you can see highlighted the tougher fixtures, but they are, I think, few and far between.
Watford are the only ones struggling really with Liverpool and City, but like you said...
But again, I'm worried for us. Liverpool away to Watford. I think we are. Oh, yeah, we're away. We are away to Watford this game week. I think it's going to be hard. I think it's going to be tough. I'm going to talk about our captaincy options very shortly.
So yes, that's Kiko for me. Yeah. The other defender is Fernandes at Newcastle. Like Tarek was saying before, Newcastle cheaper on the bit of a turn, and the fixtures there: Burnley, West Ham, and Everton, backing that up. Mahrez at 8.6, quite an interesting one.
He's not likely to get every game.
No.
Him and Sane are going to be rotated. Yeah, without a doubt. I think Delph comes in behind them, and then Sane will probably get the nod. He'll be favourite, but Mahrez will inevitably, during this congested fixture period, will get a game.
To be fair, he's been taking his chances when he has gone.
Yeah.
As you know, the last 3 games, it was that 16 points in the last 3.
Yeah. I mean, the other point I forgot to mention on this: these are players with exceptionally low ownership, so they are effectively differentials as well.
Yes.
So even if you wanted somebody cheap for your bench, who might end up jumping on when the player misses out, it is going to be a good option.
Definitely.
So the rest of it's pretty straightforward. We won't go through all of it for you. Have a look at it yourself, whether you think... I mean, Morata...
He's turned the corner, hasn't he?
Did you see his miss for Spain?
No.
It was like that one from years ago. I don't really remember the KANE one.
Where he was like practically in the net and it went over the...
That's basically what he did.
Oh, bless him.
So that's Morata.
Right.
An alternative then quickly was this one on Raul Jimenez, who's been racking up points on Riz's bench. He actually played him this week and he got him some points, but Raul Jimenez apparently has been involved in 7 of the last 8 Wolves goals. So that means in total he's got 2 goals and 5 assists, which is not shabby for a cheap forward option as a third striker option, and he's only 5.7, and he's got Huddersfield up next at home, Cardiff away, and I can't remember the third one, but good fixtures anyway and a good option, so worth a punt. Somebody's actually suggesting him as captain for game week 13.
The craziest I ever get is keepers or defenders. You're always going to rely on... Go for it,
if you're brave enough. So that's that anyway. Moving on to the next one, which I've been mulling all day today. Again, and people are going to think that I'm in deja vu and watching old episodes. I've been talking about this for the past 2-3 weeks, is getting Salah out.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on it? Have you got Salah?
Yes, I do, yes. Of course I do. Well, we were talking, I think the last episode, about tripling up on City.
Yes.
Weren't we? Which I'd already tripled up on Liverpool, and as it pretend that did the business for me last week, or 2 weeks back, and now looking at possibly Salah for Sterling. He's like a couple of million cheaper, about 10 points ahead, I think, as far as I'm aware, and it doesn't seem to make sense to keep players in when there's cheaper ones doing better, especially in a team like City where Sterling is flying at the minute. It's that worry that
you're going to miss out.
Yeah,
like Bala Briggs did.
Yes,
this week.
I think it's that. I think if everybody starts getting rid of Salah, it's a bit of a sheep move, I admit. But I think if there was a big exodus of Salah, I think then I'd be inclined to go right. But I feel like I'm following the trend doing that. I should be my own man. But
it's difficult, isn't it? I'm thinking of doing it because Liverpool are, whether they're stuttering or whatever you want to say, they've changed their style of play. We're a lot more defensive. We're not the attacking team we were.
No.
Gung-ho, carefree attitude. We're just not that team this season. Defensively, we're a bit more solid. Up front, it's just not clicking. It's not working. Yeah. So one option is, like I was saying, for me, here's what I've been thinking. The conclusions I've been coming to: Salah out for Sterling, as you say. So that gives you the City triple up, which I think even Sterling might be susceptible to rotation, but it is definitely worth it. I think he's a Pep favourite. Seems to like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of a teacher's pet. That would allow me then to get Martial in, because at the moment, with Salah in my team, I cannot do anything. The only thing, I mean, we didn't mention Maddison being injured, but I think that's fairly straightforward. People have got their options of who they want, whether they want.
Yes, there's a lot around.
Fraser got 2 assists for Scotland again. Yeah, so doing the business. So you've got your options for Maddison. I think everybody knows what they're doing there. You can even Cardiff players, Camarasa popping up, and the other fella at Wolves, I cannot remember his name. Cabanero or something like that. Sounds like a pasta. Yeah. Yeah. So cheesy. Caballero. I think it is Caballero.
Right.
Yeah. So there's other options for that Maddison spot, but I'm thinking of either getting in Martial, who I've had my eye on, who we tipped 2 weeks ago,
and then didn't do anything about.
Because I can't afford him.
Yeah.
I can't get him in. I would have got him in. 2 weeks ago, we said after that Champions League game, he'd had 2 league games and the Champions League game, and we said he's looking hot. He's overperforming, or he's in form, whatever you want to say, but he's doing it. And now it's 5 weeks in, and now everyone's saying, "Oh, what about Martial?"
Yeah.
We said it first.
We did.
Yeah. So hopefully you listened and got him in. But it would allow me to get Martial in.
Yeah, and my only problem is transfers or lack thereof to carry on with that. But luckily, the game week's coming fast, so I'll probably be able to chop and change. But yes, like you said, freeing up some funds for Martial, because he's just over that 7 threshold, isn't he?
7.6 now. He's gone up to 7.6. Yeah. My Barclay experiment is yet to get off the ground.
Same for me. Yes.
2 weeks in, so this will be his 3rd game week. I'm willing to give him this 3rd game week. And if I'm sensible, it would actually be good to keep him in for this congested period, because he will get games. I will need to look at Chelsea's fixtures, see where we stand with those. Did I put them up? I've put them up somewhere. I'm going to look at Chelsea's fixtures anyway. I think they've got one tough one coming up somewhere. But really, I should stick with him and have faith. Maybe I will. But point being, it's not worked. He's got 2 and 2 in the past 2 weeks that I've got him. So here's the other one. The slightly left field one is SHAQIRI. For people who are scared of getting rid of Salah and losing your Liverpool representation, get SHAQIRI in, because again, he is going to be rotated, but he's going to get much more game time now with the fixtures, with the midweek games, with the Champions League games. We're out of the cup, but he's going to get those games, and the stats, I haven't got them to hand, but when he is playing alongside the other guys, we're doing well.
So SHAQIRI over Mane for you then?
Definitely. Mane is too inconsistent for me, and if SHAQIRI's cheaper,
it's like $1 million cheaper, is it?
I think he is, yes.
Yeah.
And Mane, something went on with him with Senegal in the international break this week as well. He came off crying. He was distraught because the room, I've not looked into it, but apparently he missed a chance or a sitter or a penalty, and the crowd, his home crowd, turned on him, and it kind of just broke his heart a bit. So
hey, I'm with you, mate.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is what kind of mental state is going to come back in.
Possibly a positive one if he's coming back to club football and getting away from all that and negativity.
Yeah, the Liverpool family, I mean, they'll always get love from us.
Liverpool family. Okay. You'll never walk alone, Nani. I've swapped mine round now.
But that's that. Yeah, so that's our options. Salah for Sterling, Martial in, SHAQIRI in, or do what you like with the extra money, the extra cash. And if you've paired that up, make it rain. If you've paired that up with Mendy out for somebody cheaper, then you've got bucket loads to spend, yeah?
Like Hugh Hefner.
Loads of money. Loads of money! Remember that?
two Harry Enfield references
Hey,
in the show.
Yes. Next point then, Aguero. I'll let you discuss that one.
Yeah, he's not been doing the business as such, has he? But
Same as Salah, they're ticking over.
yeah,
They're ticking over. They're giving you a goal or an assist, or Aguero's maybe edging it with a goal and an assist. But is it worth the money?
so what is he? So he's about 11,
11-3 or something? I don't
3,
know.
somewhere around there.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, I mean, it's in terms of comparing it to Salah, like we were just doing then, definitely worth the money if he's 2 million cheaper. And you know, they're both, like you said, they're both ticking over. You're better off having somebody that's 2 million cheaper ticking over. Salah's about 13. I think Aguero is
11-4.
11-4. Yeah. So for ticking over's sake, you could have a lesser player to do that and spend your money elsewhere. But
Who then?
well, a few weeks back we were discussing Vardy or was it Aubameyang or Lacazette?
Riz was champions in Lacazette.
Yeah.
I was saying no, and I was proved right. Yeah. Again, because remember the Madison one as well? I said Madison no. Yeah.
So you're saying no Lacazette. So who's your options then? Is it Kane possibly
Yes.
or
Aubameyang. I'm a
Kane,
person.
Kane is dear, isn't he?
He is. So you'd have to plan this and take into account whether you're getting money from midfield, from Salah or somebody else, or from Mendy or where, because you are going to need money for Kane.
Yes.
And personally, as we're on it then, Spurs' fixtures get better, game week 15 onwards. Spurs themselves are looking better as a unit, Kane is looking better, but personally at the moment I'm not convinced. For me, still too early, still too expensive.
Yeah, and I think the problem with Kane as well is that he is goals in bunches.
Purple patches,
Isn't
yeah.
it? Yeah, it's really purple patches. It's burgundy. I don't even maroon. I don't know. So I mean,
Nickname blue balls.
Yeah. you've really got to keep an eye on his form.
Yeah.
I think, and if he scores one, I would dive on it then because he seems to get one and then go on a bit of a mish.
But he takes planning. That's the point, isn't
Yes.
it? He takes planning because he's so expensive. He's more expensive. He's still at 12.4, I think, or 12.5.
So people are holding him, aren't they? I mean, to be fair, he's still got like 5 or 6 goals, so he's not exactly been misfiring. But
it's
by
just
the
not
same
Kane of old, is it?
Yeah, and I think that's the problem. That a bit like Salah, they set these high standards for themselves, and then it's too easy as a football fan to be going, "Oh, they're crap this season." Salah's the third best. Salah's the third best midfielder. Kane's still on 5 or 6 goals.
Yeah.
He's up near the top. They're both a bit like they're all doing all right. It's just.
Yeah. Well, for me, if I'm going to do it, like I said, Kane is too early for me. He might punish me at Christmas like he did a lot of people last season. Was it last season?
Was that where he was off? Was it?
Yeah.
He was off. He was injured.
Yeah. But then he just scores a hat-trick out of nowhere and people triple captain him in that, around there as well. But for me, Aubameyang, I think I mentioned it last game week, he's the one, he's taking a shot and scoring, essentially. Except against Liverpool, but hey, that was to be expected. But game week 16, the Arsenal fixtures get a bit better. Defensively still not 100% sound, but I think he needs a couple of transfer windows to sort that mess out.
Yeah, because that was never Wenger's forte, was it? The defence, especially towards the end, it was all about the attractive football and the beautiful game, what have you. So yeah, like you said, it's going to take him till to the end of next August, I think, or whenever it shuts. Probably in May, whenever it shuts back.
I mean, it looks like he's sticking with Kepa, and Kepa's getting used to that game. But the likes of Bellerin, a reliability, let's not talk about the Arsenal defence. Essentially, against anyone outside of the top 6, they're likely to create chances and score chances, score goals. So they're always going to outscore the opposition. So if I was going to do that, it would be to Aubameyang, who is a similar price. I think he is a similar price. Where are we gone? Statistics. All players. Right, well, let's just look at him under all players. Aubameyang, 10.9.
So a little bit cheaper than Aguero.
Aguero, yeah. Cheaper than Aguero. But he's currently got a yellow flag. Is that an international break injury? Right, back injury, 75% chance of playing, so chances are he is going to come back and play. And he's got Bournemouth away coming up, Spurs and United at home, but then after that it's a field of green. Huddersfield at home, Southampton away, Burnley at home, Brighton away, Liverpool away, he's not going to do anything there. But then Fulham at home, Hammers away, Chelsea at home, and Cardiff and City and Huddersfield. So Arsenal definitely looking good.
Looking pretty good. I think the big test for them will be against Spurs and United, because we all said their season was going to start after the first two game weeks, and then they went on a brilliant run, but it was against easy teams. Spurs and United will be a bit of a watermark, I think. But after that, it's if they carry on like they have been doing against the green teams, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean Huddersfield twice between December and February. Cardiff as well. Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. We'll leave that there because we've got a couple of minutes left on this section. We're quickly going to talk about captaincy options.
Yes.
Have you picked anyone? Have you thought about anyone?
No, I think City are against West Ham, is it?
Yes.
Liverpool's against Watford.
Yeah.
So looking at that, I would be more inclined to go for Salah. Hazard, Chelsea against Spurs. Not really. Doesn't really do anything for me. So I think I'll be more inclined.
Wolves against Huddersfield.
I did look at that and I went a crazy throw out the defence. Yeah, that was the one where I was thinking maybe, because I think I'm going for a back four with both my Wolves.
Bennett and Doherty.
Yeah,
right. I'm going to give you some food for thought then, because as you can see on my team,
I'm not eating at the minute, tea. So.
This will be hopefully nourishing for you. I've currently got the captaincy on Salah with Aguero vice. I'm actually thinking of switching that
to Aguero.
To Aguero, yes, because on the grounds of I think it will be a tough match away for us at Watford. Out of the two, Watford and West Ham are conceding the more chances and are a bit more fallible. City have good history against West Ham. Granted, it was with a David Moyes team or whatever, and a Bilic team, but even then, I think they're not 100% secure. So I'm thinking of going Aguero, and that again, my grounds for that is not going to say I'm a genius or anything. Look up at FPL Connect on Twitter. Yeah, fantastic website and Twitter account, and they have something called the Captain Metric, which I've mentioned previously in previous weeks. They look at all.
Captain Metric sounds like a really shit superhero that sorts out weights and measures.
Yes, yeah, Captain Metric. They used to teach you maths at school, but they work out player form, team form, chances conceded, chances created, all of that, and then they, on a points basis, pick out the best option. And the best option did come up to be Aguero.
Ooh, interesting.
So I've followed them in the past, and it's worked out, and I'm going to trust them again and go with Aguero, 100%.
Fuck y'all, Wolves defence.
Hey, okay. That is it. We'll leave you on that bombshell. Hopefully we've given you enough to think about. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think we've covered it all there.
If you've got anything specific to ask between tomorrow evening, hopefully Thursday when I put this video out, and the Friday night deadline, I think it is. Look out for Friday night deadlines. I'll put up the table now for all the fixtures again, and it shows you Friday nights and Monday night games. It's a hell of a mess coming up. One hell of a mess. If you're not careful, this period up to Christmas and New Year will make or break your season. Yeah? That is it for this section. Tune in to part 2. Film section. Westerns. Top 5. Riding Cowboy. Yeah? We'll see you there.